Hello everybody, Diana with Diana Simplifies here. How are y'all doing? I've been to the thrift store, so I got this sorry I can't, I have plans with my couch t-shirt. I might have only paid 99 cents for this one. The prices on the t-shirts are high at Goodwill, but whatever. I'm looking for 100% cotton and I can't. It's hard to find. I guess in t-shirts it might be, I don't know. There's a lot of 60-40, so like 40% polyester. I don't like polyester. So, I'm going through my hot period, as I always say. Polyester is not good if you're going through your hot period. That's all I had to say about that. All right, so I've been doing scavenger hunt this month with Minimal Mom and her, she used to call it mentorship group. Now it's called membership group. Either way, I feel like it is a mentorship. But anyway, I love that group. So every day we had an item on a scavenger hunt. We did this last April too. I've been in the group for about 1 year and 4 months. So that was actually my favorite month, I think, of last year was the scavenger hunt. So one day I'm just gonna pull, I have a whole bunch of stuff next to me. I'm just gonna pull and just show you what I've been decluttering. So one day was shoes, and you only just need one of whatever it is. Like if it's a purple thing, it's one purple thing. You don't have to find 15 purple things, but some days I found more than others. So shoes, I pulled out, and this was very quick. I knew I had shoes I was not wearing. This was a Temu pair I got that they just were not comfortable, and they were free, I think, free with the purchase. This was from Spencer's Mom Stuff, and there's nothing wrong with them. I don't like black, which is funny because I almost never wear black. I tried on a really cute little black dress at the thrift store, and I loved it. And there was like one thing wrong. There's always a problem. There was one thing wrong, and I was like, oh, no. I turned to the side, and I was like, oh, no, that's not going to work. This I also got from Temu, and I got 2 pairs, and one was black, which is funny because I just said I don't like black, but it was a black pair of shoes, and I loved them. This pair it doesn't look the same, it doesn't fit the same, it doesn't feel the same. So nothing, I mean, they're adorable. I love them, but I've just never really worn them because they're just different. I don't know why they're different than the other pair because I think it was the same link. I don't remember. This morning, I just pulled some chocolate out of my pantry. Pantry was one day. And like, if you don't have a pantry, you just pull out of your food, wherever your food is. I have my pantry, it's like a cabinet. It's like this, like one little, not very big. This is from my mom's stuff. This is my mom's hot rollers. She passed away, if you haven't been here, so she's not needing those anymore. And she had these clips that go with it, and also, wait a minute. I don't think those go with that now that I think about it. I think it was these clips. I'll have to try it. I'll just see which clip goes with what here. I feel like this, I don't know, because I used to have these same rollers. Anyway, I don't know. I was just now realizing that's 2 different clips. This is a tray one of the people gave her so she could, carry stuff in with her walker. It hooks to a walker. My mom is very, very, this is not heavy at all. I mean, it's a little heavy, but not really. But my mom was so weak, she just couldn't. This is a keyboard. I don't know that she ever used this keyboard. I think you can use it with an iPad. It says it's wireless. Yeah, it's showing you with an iPad. And I was thinking I might use it, but I don't think I would. I just kind of carry the iPad around with me where I'm going, so I don't really think I need a keyboard with it. I have had one in the past, but I'm working with kids, which is where I'm headed today, and I got a gift, and it was these bulbs, and I feel like I'm just not going to plant these bulbs. So it's real pretty, though. I mean, we might, but Spencer's doing a lot of work around here, and I just don't feel like saying, by the way, can you plant these bulbs for me? Because I have a hard time with my back issues. I have a hard time digging much of a hole. I can just plant little plants, but I think those have to go a little bit deeper. One day, was it an item from a box, I think? And I had this box, and it had a whole bunch of picture frames, and I added some picture frames to it. So years and years ago, and she'd probably forgotten, I'm sure she had forgotten it by now, my mom had given me this big box. It's actually behind me. It's been sitting here for months because I'm gonna get rid of it, and then I don't ever do anything with it. So I got rid of about half of it. I'm about to get rid of half of it. But she gave me this huge box of picture frames, and I have felt guilty. You know how we talk about guilt and and receiving things and trying to declutter things we feel guilty about. I have felt guilty about that box for, 20, 25 years, or I've never used it. I might have pulled one or two things out, but it's easy to get a picture frame if you need one, and it's actually easier to go buy the exact picture frame you need rather than pulling from a box where it's dirty. Maybe it's this color because it's been sitting around so long. So I don't know. I just, yeah. This is my mom's old printer. There was some kind of problem with it. It's just in this bag, but anyway, this is a printer. She just went and picked up the cheapest printer she could find instead of just letting us get her something. And she refused to get the one that we got, which works really well and is very easy to use. So she got, this was I think an HP, and it's not like it was hard to use, but she kept having some kind of problem with it. But I think it works. I think it was just, her cognitive, she was having a cognitive decline, let's just put it that way, for a long time. And I think it was kind of a slow decline, so maybe we didn't always notice. I'm pull this down just a tad so I can sit down. I think we didn't always notice, but I kept, I knew there was something wrong, but she kept saying, my memory is so good, my memory is so good. And it's like, actually, it's not that good. Because she was a big gardener and she couldn't, and now I can't come up with names and stuff, but this is just been my whole life, or at least since I was 20 or 25. But I've been in cognitive decline since I was 20, basically. Very slow, I would say, but I can't come up always with names of plants, but she got to where she just could not remember names of plants, which is strange for somebody who's been a lifelong gardener. I mean, she knew them all. She knew everything about them. You would try to ask her a question. She's like, yeah, I don't know. It's like, that's weird. And this had gone on for years. But anyway, her memory was fine. Her memory is great. Not only fine, it was great. But yeah, it was, I don't even know what you call it because it didn't seem like it was dementia. But anyway, one of the things, I don't know that this fit anything. I just pulled this out of not sure. It might have been like, there was one that was like something in a drawer. This was in a drawer. I don't know that I actually posted this as a picture, but anyway, hair things from a drawer. Oh, I need this. My dad, this is a old Tummy phone case. My dad has a Life Alert. I have a little story about Life Alert if I don't forget to tell it. But it goes around your neck, but the thing broke. The whole thing broke. The Life Alert thing works fine, but the case broke. So he couldn't wear it around his neck anymore. So Life Alert actually called me because he had pushed the button. They couldn't get in touch with him, blah, blah, blah. Nightmare situation. Then I said, so are y'all going to call it's actually not the police, it's the sheriff department. As my dad said, well, it's not the police. Like, I get it. I think if I say call the police, they know what I mean. Like, are you going to contact the police? No, that's not our protocol. And I was like, I said, well, I live an hour and a half from there. Do you think you could contact the police? I'm over it. He pays a monthly fee for this, but whatever. Spencer's really into guns, but he never looks at these magazines with the stuff that he, like he's an NRA member, which he doesn't even like NRA anymore because they're shifty. But I forget what concealed carry goes to, but this magazine I think this is from the group that he actually pays money toward now. He has a lifetime for NRA, so he's already paid for this. So anyway, he gets these magazines. He never looks at them, so I'm just going to take them. Somebody might want them. I don't know. He goes, it's just full of ads. And I flipped through there, and I said, there's some stories. It's like, it's full of ads. It's full of ads. I was like, okay. I don't care if you look at it or not, but let's get it out here. This was a dress that was in my mom's stuff, and I thought I would wear it, and it ended up, I don't wear anything that's cut like this. I have no boobs at all, and I have nothing to hold that up, if you know what I mean. So I love the colors, but I was like, I'm never gonna wear this. So it was in my mom's stuff, and it fit me, but I was like, nope. This is a purse. I've been, another guilty thing, I asked Spencer for this, and I hardly ever ask for anything specific, or not, I used to, but not so much anymore. I'm almost never used it, so it's just like brand new, but it's been sitting here for years. That is going to go. It's a very nice purse too. It's Real Tree brand. My Hello Kitty pajamas, I'm just not reaching for them. I got some new Hello Kitty pants, sleep pants, and I wore them all I talked about these clothes in a video, but I don't think I ever posted it. So if I did post it and this seems like a rerun, that's why. These leggings were from Spencer's mom stuff. I actually bought those for her, and I don't know that she even ever got to wear them, but because she passed away pretty quickly. This is a t-shirt I bought myself that is, it's just too big for me. I kept thinking, oh, it's really cute. I'll wear it around the house. Nope, I don't. It just didn't ever work. It was too big. I don't really like this shirt. Again, I really do not like V-necks. I don't know why I would buy a V-neck because I just don't wear them. This was from my mom's stuff. I had just bought her some stuff right before she passed away. She did like V-necks. So I bought this for her when she was in rehab because she was spilling grease all over her nice clothes, and I thought eventually she would get out and be able to wear her nice clothes. Or I don't know that I thought that, but the thought, because I didn't think she was going to improve, but the thought was, if she were ever to improve from this condition and she could go back to wearing her nice clothes, it would be nice if they didn't have grease stains on them. This I bought myself from Temu, and I wore it some last year, but it's kind of just like big, and you can kind of see it's just formless. If you're a little bit bigger person and you filled this out, it would make more sense. The way their clothes are, they're just kind of like straight down, and they don't fit me that well. So anyway, I've kind of shunned the whole buying from Temu. I see people showing on like YouTube and their like YouTube videos. Occasionally I don't watch much of that anymore, but occasionally I do. And their clothes are adorable. And I'm like, I've never bought anything from Temu that looked this good. Maybe on camera it looks better. I don't know. These I just don't wear. I had 2 pairs of these are like the really thick pants. And just being as hot as I am now, I just don't ever really, if it's really cold in the winter, I do get cold, but I just wear leggings under my pants. So if I'm wearing sleep pants, I wear leggings under those. If I'm wearing jeans, I wear leggings under those. So that's how I stay warm. So I don't need these sleep pants. I had way too many crushed pineapple bits. I just got too many. I mean, this one expired, but I mean, it's just a year ago. I know some people would just throw that out right away. I do not. But anyway, I'm getting rid of all this. I'm not going to show all this because it's just stuff I just had extra stuff. When I went through my kitchen cabinets, I was like, this is way too much. Way too much. I'm not going to go through every single can because you know what canned food looks like, but I gave probably 15 cans of food away yesterday. It looks like, I didn't know this was still sitting here. I would have done this yesterday too. This is like another 15 cans right here. This smells so good, but the smell bothers me. I put it next to the bed and I used it at night. I think I could use it in the daytime okay, but I wasn't. So I put it next to the bed. I was like, oh, I need something next to the bed. I'll use it at night. I don't even see where it says what the scent is. It's like it has a scent. It doesn't say Vaseline and pure aloe vera. It has a scent of some sort. I don't know why it doesn't say. Anyway, it doesn't matter. It has a nice scent, but it's strong. So when I put it on before bed, I was like, that smell is irritating. Even though it smells good, it's irritating. I got rid of some scrunchies. So one day was pink day, and I went through, I was like, well, I went through all the bathroom cabinets. I was like, I got these at Dollar Tree. I just don't like them. The woman that I watched loved them. I do not. They just don't do a thing for me. So that was hot. That was pink day. This I think was like green day. I bought these from Aldi and they're so pretty. Do you think I ever use these? No. Nope. I actually I had extras of these, so I think I kept one of these and one of these. I probably will never wear those either, but I've worn them occasionally, but no. And I'm actually thinking about getting my hair cut shorter, so at that point I'm not even gonna need a scrunchie. Extra can opener, it's just not that great. These somebody gave me and they're so cute. She's got a stuffed animal day, or it's like it says anything stuffed, so like a pillow or whatever, but I was like, well, these aren't really stuffed animals, but it's foamy, so it's kind of stuffed. So these are gonna be my stuffed. So I kept one. It was a 3-pack and there was a black cat, which I love black cats. So I'm just gonna give these away. They're brand new. They've just been under my sink, not being used, so just getting rid of them. I always get rid of this. This is the pouch from the dentist office, so I always get rid of that. And people take it. I mean, people do stuff with pouches. One of the days while the scavenger hunt was a gift. I have a friend that's always giving me gifts, and I've kept this for a while. I used to collect turtles, and I don't anymore, but I've never told her that because it's hard for her to figure out what to buy me. Honestly, we could stop doing gifts. I'm not a gifts person. I don't want to give gifts. I'm okay with it. I mean, I will give a gift, but I could care less, you know? I'm just like, I don't care. Don't give me anything. Send me a card. Or send me a text. You don't even have to send me a card. I'm just not, really not a materialistic person, I guess. I like having a few nice things. Other than that, I'm not real materialistic, which makes decluttering a little bit easier because I can just I'm like, this is cute. I've had it for a while. I had it sitting out for a while. It actually matches my bedroom. The blue does. And I had it sitting out and I was like, I'm not in tune with that at all. And I love color. So you would think I would love it. And I just didn't. This is something I bought years ago, and I bought one for me and one for some of my friends. And it just bebopped around here, and I never really, it looks really nice behind me, doesn't it? I'm just over it. It's just bebopping around the house. These are toilet stamps that I got, like this stamping stuff. So, yeah, I've quit using those. I liked them in the beginning, and now I do not like them. I have a brownie mix. It's a little bit expired. And I'm just not going to make brownies. I don't eat that much sugar anymore. So it's just not something that I'm going to be doing. This is Island Pineapple, which is impossible to find anymore. So it is kind of old, but I've made old Jell-O and it's fine. This is like 2 years ago. No, it's like a year ago. Sorry. Yeah, a year expired, about a year and a half expired. So yeah, you can still make that. So I'm going to let somebody else make it. In fact, I wonder if my dad said he wanted me to make him some Jell-O. I bet he would like this. I may take this to my dad's house because he wanted me to make him some Jell-O, and I think he wants me to put some pineapple or something in that. That's what my mom would always do. So he wanted me to do that for him, and which he could do it himself. I don't know why he doesn't realize it's super simple. He does a little bit of cooking and heating up for himself, but it's like, you don't actually need me, but maybe he just thinks he needs me for some reason. I'm not sure. But anyway, I think I will take that to his house. I decluttered a bunch of food from his house, so I think I'm going to take that. I used to drink out of these all the time, and I just, because I really like my water to be super cold, and you can't put ice in there. Okay, so, and one cleaner. I think I actually threw away a whole bunch of empty bottle cleaners because I keep bottles. Sometimes I get these just to have an extra bottle, but I actually have so many bottles right now. I don't need this. This stinks, honestly. I don't like the way it smells. So I'm going to give that away. I just give it away. If they don't take it, I throw it away because I just take it to this little food pantry. So anyway, real quickly, because I got to go work at Bible study, but let me just tell you the story real quick about my dad and the life alert. So my dad had the life alert in his pocket, and he had some other things in his pocket. So while he was down, it's crazy. He's 93 and on a walker. He drives himself down to the mailbox because it's not that close to the house. For me, it's just like a quick run down there, no big deal. But for him, it's a big deal. So he drives himself down there. He has all this stuff in his pocket. He's got his cell phone, so he had his cell phone with him. I thought it wasn't on because he was not answering it. He had the life alert thing. Anyway, the button got pushed. So they couldn't get in touch with him. So they called me, and I'm surprised they even knew the phone was ringing, honestly, because I'm not like attached to my phone. Like right now, my phone's in the other room, so I'm not attached to my phone. So they called me, and I was like, well, I don't recognize that number. Unfortunately, I wish it came up life alert, but it just came up some random number, and I was like, I don't really answer that. And then I thought, I wonder if that's life alert. Funny how that works. Like, I wonder if that's life alert. I think the reason I was thinking that is because I knew when I saw that thing was broken, I knew that button was going to get pushed. Like, I just knew it. But it's also frightening because my dad lives on a major highway just like we do. And when he goes down to the mailbox, he's very, very slow. So he, like with me, I can wait till, if I see a truck coming, I can just stand and wait. And if it's coming from the other side, not as big of a deal. But if it's coming right by the mailbox, I don't want to be there when a gravel truck is coming by. I don't want to be there. Or there's lots of 18-wheelers. Well, my dad can't move fast. So when he gets down there, he's just stuck down there with whatever is coming by. And, nobody slows down. Nobody cares that you're standing there. I slow down or I go around when I see people. I drive down major highways all the time and out in the middle of nowhere, and so it's very easy to just go around the person and they'll wave and they're kind and they're thankful that you are not right next to them going 55 or 60 or however fast, and so anyway, people, most people don't, they just plow on by. And it wouldn't take anything for him to fall. Even with a walker, you can fall. I mean, he's fallen before, so he's fallen several times actually. And I mean, most times he probably didn't have a walker, but anyway, he falls quite a bit, so, which is frightening. So life alert. So anyway, I was like, well, I'll just wait and see if they leave a message. If it's life alert, you know, then I'll whatever. So it was them. So then we were in the middle of eating. We were just about to start eating dinner. I was like, oh my gosh, I just cooked this dinner and we're about to eat. And I was like, and they're like, we can't get in touch with your dad. We just want to know if you're with him. Okay, well, no, I'm not with him, an hour and a half away. So they, okay, so the man on the phone seems very nice. Unfortunately, when I called back, that is not who I talked to. I talked to a woman, and she seemed like a dingbat because I kept saying, she was like, well, that's not protocol. Every time I would say, well, I mean, like, can we call the police or something? You know, can we do, or are you sending somebody, or like, because you can't get in touch with them. So what ended up happening, because I did finally get in touch with him. I couldn't, for like 15 minutes. It took him that long to get the mail, get back to the, you know, this is how slow he is. Because it's not like it's a mile to the, he's not driving a mile to the mail. This is just how slow it is. Like I could just run down, be back in 2 minutes, but it's just not that way with him. So probably 15 minutes later, he finally called me back, because I've been calling the house and calling the cell phone. I knew he wasn't at the house, but I was calling it. I was calling anyway. I knew, because I could see where his truck was. He's got GPS on his truck, so I could see where it was parked. It says like idling near, and it's idling near the house. So I knew it was in the driveway. I know what he does. He drives down there and he drives back. Well, it was taking him forever. So of course I don't have eyes on him, so I don't know what he's doing, or you know what, maybe he fell, maybe whatever. Oh, the other thing was the truck said it was having it tells you if there's a diagnostic issue. There's an issue with the battery. I was like, what? Why is all this happening at the same time? Then I thought, well, maybe he knows there's an issue with the battery. He's out there under the, knowing him, he's under the hood tinkering with it. So I was like, what? What do you mean there's an issue with the, so like all this was going on at the same time. The lady on the phone was not helpful at all, because she was like, well, that's just not protocol. Well, what is the protocol? He's out there, he's pushed the button, you can't get him to respond. Now his story to me was, he said, I did respond, I told them 3 times it is not an emergency. And then I'm like, okay, had they already hung up, or clicked off? I don't know how they do it with your little machine, but you can talk to the machine. But he didn't know they were talking to him. It was in his pocket. Then of course it's loud down there by the highway. So by the time he figured out, plus you're standing by a car that's running, by the time he figured out they were talking to him, I wondered if but it just seems weird to me. Maybe they clicked off right as he was figuring out that they were talking to him. But he said, I told them 3 times it was not an emergency. It was like, well, why would you even know to say 3 times it was an emergency unless you're talking to somebody? So I was never clear on that, but you know, the story I got from them was he did not respond, but he did definitely try to respond. So that's my other thing. Like, why wouldn't you keep trying to, what is your protocol? Like, why wouldn't you keep trying to contact him? Because if they had contacted him again, then he knew they were trying to contact him, and he could have gotten it out of his pocket again and respond. You know, I think it would have been faster if he had heard it. He said, why didn't you call my cell phone? I said, I called your cell phone like 5 or 6 times. It just, nobody was answering. But then again, you're near a busy highway. There's noise, you know, there's birds chirping. You're 93. You probably don't hear that. You know, he thinks he hears fine, but he doesn't hear well. He's not like stone deaf, but he's just, you know what I mean. You know what I mean? Like, you would have probably heard it, but he didn't. So anyway, I was, 15 minutes of a nervous breakdown, because I can get in the car, but how does that help me? Because I'm an hour and a half away. I mean, it does not help me to get in the car. Not at all. So in the meantime, I said to Spencer, I said, I am a nervous wreck. And he's really good and calm with everything. I said, can you call, I said, I don't even know how you do it. Can you call the sheriff department in Jackson, however you call them, and ask them to send a car? Because Dad was not contacting me back. I don't know. And this lady was like, that's not protocol. So Spencer got that moving, and they were I don't know how, he was asking for a wellness check. I do not know how fast they respond. He was like, well, I don't know how fast they're going to respond. And I'm like, oh, I've got a phone number of somebody that's kind of a neighbor of theirs. Maybe I could just send him. And he's like, I already got the police going. I'm like, yeah, but you just said he didn't know how fast they're going to respond. It's a wellness check. And I don't know if they think that's a number. It wasn't like you're not calling 911 because it's not your area. You know, like our county is different. See, I don't think you can really call 911 here and get to them. Or maybe they can I don't know if they can transfer you. I don't know that protocol. Well, anyway, in the meantime, it was about 15, 20 minutes. He finally gets back to the house. He realizes I've called him. He calls me back and everything is fine. And he says he did talk to them. Or I don't know. But he says, I told them 3 times it was not emergency. I don't know. I don't know if they were not on there anymore. That part I do not understand. But weird stuff always happens to my dad. And it's always very confusing. So I'm like, whatever. I don't understand. But that's not our protocol. I'm just like, that is not an answer. Okay, I don't know what your protocol is. So then you know what the protocol was? He said they called me about an hour later to check on me. They couldn't get in touch with you and they called you an hour later to check on you? Is that seriously the life alert protocol? Because if it is, why are we paying for that? So anyway, I told my sister, I said, I'm gonna have to figure out how to call. And Life Alert is not local to anybody. So he needs a new, little thing, and or the case that goes around the thing. And he's like, well, they're gonna have to mail it to me. I'm like, why is this place not local? It never occurred to me that Life Alert was just in California, and there's no local place where you could just go pick up a new case. I don't know, it's kind of ridiculous, but that's just the way the world is. So anyway, thanks for being with me. I hope you enjoyed seeing what all I've decluttered. This is actually kind of a massive amount of stuff for just a one thing a day. What do you call it? Whatever I'm trying to say, one thing a day scavenger hunt. Some of the stuff has just gone into the trash, so it's not sitting here. So there were other things that went, but they just immediately I just put them in the trash. So anyway, love you guys. Talk to you next time. Bye.